Our opponent stated that at the state level, gun control did not have any effect, but in a Pacific Standard study by Tom Jacobs, he states that the only gun control measure that had a statistically significant effect on the number of school shooting victims was the assault weapons ban, and school shooting victims was obviously part of the mass murders. He writes, when the assault weapons ban, state or federal, was in effect, the number of school shooting victims was 54.4% less than when it was not in effect. Our opponents also stated that not just rifles were used for mass shootings, which is true, but assault-style rifles were often used in the most deadly of shootings. And some of these from recent years, from December 2nd of 2015, in the San Bernardino shooting, 2 AR-15 style rifles and 2 handguns were used to kill 14 and injure 21. So while it is true that while handguns are often used, in the most deadly of shootings, rifles are also, assault style rifles are also used. Again, on June 12, 2016, a 29-year-old man used the AR-15 style assault rifle and a semi-automatic pistol to kill 49 people and injure 50, and the list goes on with the Las Vegas shooting, as well as the church shooting, who used a AR-15 style Ruger rifle as well as pistols, and again in the most recent Parkland shooting. Our opponents also state that assault weapons do not account for most gun-related deaths, which is true, but more than the bill that we're proposing, or a similar bill, it would have blocked out. So there was a study where more than half of the a study with 62 mass shootings, and in the study, more than half of the killers, how they got their weapons, would have been blocked by Feinstein's bill, which is what we are advocating for. The NR. AR-15, the AR-15, which is an assault-style weapon, has recently been called the most, according to a CNBC article, has been called the most popular rifle in America, and estimates Americans own more than 8 million of them. So not only are assault-style weapons just used in mass shootings, they are now being more commercially distributed. Former President Ronald Reagan and his advisors did not think that the AR-15 military rifle, which is also called an M16 by the Air Force, should be owned by civilians. And when the AR-15 was included in the assault weapons ban of 1994, the one that expired in 2004, the NRA actually supported the legislation. Another large issue with assault-style weapons is the high-capacity magazines, and the high-capacity magazines should be banned because they often turn regular murder into mass murder. A Mother Jones investigation found that high-capacity magazines were used in at least 50% of the 62 mass shootings between 1982 and 2012. In an article by the Washington Post, there's information where it says the gun massacres fell during the assault weapons ban, and the gun massacres was defined as 6+ deaths, incidents, and fatalities. And so before the assault weapons ban, there were 19 incidents and 155 deaths, and that's from 1984 to 1994. From 1994 to 2004, there were only 12 incidents and 89 deaths. And then after the assault weapons ban expired, there were 34 incidents and 302 deaths between 2004 and 2014. One of the main issues with assault-style weapons is that other countries are doing a much better job of regulating them. According to CNN, the U.S. makes up less than 5% of the world's population, but holds 31% of global mass shooters. There were, according to the CDC data and statistics, there were over 400,000 total gun deaths between 1999 and 2013. And there were 270,000 suicides, 174,000 homicides, and 10,000 unintentional deaths. Guns were the leading cause of death by homicide and by suicide. So the issue, our opponents may say that banning assault-style weapons will not stop homicides and will not stop suicides, but by beginning to ban assault-style weapons, we're taking the first necessary step into getting rid of these off the street.